I seen a lot of improvement, from my wide receivers and running backs. They really improved. They really stepped up their game. Coming from a receiver that really can't catch to a receiver that's making big plays right now. Y'all gonna really see that during the spring game. So that's what I seen being a vet.
What's the outlook for this team now? Y'all are the group that y'all and Coach Lewis were kind of on the same timeline when he got here. Y'all were the youngsters, and now you've seen this program build the last couple of years where you've been able to do some things, have a little bit of success in district and making it to the playoffs and all those things. What's the outlook now for your last high school season with this 26 class?
Making it to state this year. Trying to go to New Orleans. Coming from a 3-17 to a 7-3 and 8-2 winning district, and going to playoff and having our first home game. The next big step is going to state. Trying to make that road, man.
You talked some, I guess, about what you've seen in terms of the progress from these guys these last couple of weeks. The receivers showing some strides and all those things. What needs to happen for you guys this summer to position yourselves to have that type of a special season in the fall? When you look at the work that needs to get done in June, July, August to prepare you guys for September, October, November, December, what does that look like? What's the outlook?
A lot of work. We're going to have to do a lot of work of staying after practice an extra 2 hours, running our routes, noticing how the linebackers and safeties and these zones and what they play, noticing the man, cover 3 and cover 2. So we're going to have to really, lock in this summer.
How quickly have these years flown for you? We were talking about a couple of years ago, your first offer, and I mean, it doesn't feel like it's been that long to me. How fast has high school gone for you so far?
Man, it flew by, bro. I was just ninth grader coming in, being the person that make plays, saying he's just a freshman, but now it's really big improvement, But now I'm really the person that they got to look up to and everything. So,
how have you felt about that role, being a guy that the youngsters are looking up to? What's that look like when you start talking about Alvin Celestin as the leader on the team or one of the leaders on the team? What does that leadership look like for you?
Making sure I'm there when they supposed to, making sure I'm there when they need some help. Teaching them the things that I know. Whenever they don't know a route or something, I'll be there and show them like a slant or a hitch route, and that's what it means to be a leader, to be honest, and just being that person to step up. A lot of these guys see me playing as ninth grader, coming up, and now they really look up to me, so I gotta play in that big role as a leader and do my thing.
What's been the biggest area of growth for you and your actual game out there on the field these last couple of years too, from being the young, quick guy to now being someone that they knew they could rely on for 1,000 yards plus and whatnot, and just where you are now preparing for your senior year?
My IQ of the game. See, my ninth grade year, I was just there, just making plays. But now I actually see the bigger picture. With me being hurt right now, I'm seeing a bigger picture and how I could do better when I'm on the field. And just learning the game more. That's really what I improved on through these years.
How's the college stuff been going? I know we were talking about some schools that have been pretty consistent with you. Just kind of what's been the latest on who those schools are that you hear the most from or feel like they're prioritizing you most, or anything along those lines?
I've been hearing from 3 colleges really, Tulane, La Tech, and Troy. They really, they seem like they really want me, so they playing a big part in this recruiting process.
Are those 3 spots where you're probably going to get to in June for camp time and visits and whatnot? What's kind of your outlook when
for sure.
stuff opens back up?
Number 3 is really, I'm really going to go to their camps. I gotta. It's not a choice. It's mandatory. So number 3 and some extra, some more.
And it sounds like you'll be looking to make a decision before senior year kicks off too. How important is that to you to just kind of figure out some of the college stuff before you head out here for your last season? And what are going to be the things that you're kind of looking at with those schools that you feel like are important to you in your eventual decision?
Seeing how they improve their guys. seeing how they academics are after school, and what if they don't make it to the league, seeing how their school really help them in the afterlife, in the real world, so that's what I'm really looking at, how they, and if they do go to the league, how they benefit from that college to the league, just that transition,
All three of those schools have been around for a while too. I mean, obviously Tulane's right down the road. Troy, we talked about, was the first offer. Louisiana Tech was pretty early on. Brock Hayes was at Troy at that point with Coach Sumrall, and now they're both at Tulane.
Yeah.
I mean, how strong are those relationships with all three of those?
Me and Brock cool, we got the relationship of having barbershop talk, and Coach Teddy from La Tech, we cool too. Matter of fact, he just hit me up not too long ago, so I could easily text him and be like, how you doing? What's your day looking like? We got that kind of relationship. And also with Troy, with Coach Manning, we built a strong relationship this past summer too by me visiting on a junior day and everything. So.